Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the SET model of communication. So, this was a model of communication that was created by the authors of this book, I Hate You Don't Leave Me, Gerald Kreisman, and Hal Struess. So, they created this model in order to help people learn how to communicate effectively with someone with borderline personality disorder. And the purpose of this model is to minimize the feelings of invalidation as well as create the safety in the relationship of the person that you're talking with. So, SET is an acronym and it stands for support, empathy, and truth. And now we're going to get into a little bit of what each of those means and what they can look like in a conversation. So, the first letter in the acronym is S, and that stands for support. So, this is your initial I statement to the person that is telling the person that you support them and demonstrating your desire to help. So, some examples of what this can look like are I want to help you, I'm worried about you, or I care about you. And all of these help to establish safety for the other person that you're talking to. The next letter is E, which stands for empathy. So, this is a statement to the person to tell them that you understand. So, you never want to tell the other person exactly what they're feeling or tell them that you understand exactly what they're going through because that's never possible. So, instead, you just want to say something like, this must be really difficult for you. And when using the empathy step, the goal is to let the person know that you understand and that it's okay for the person to have these feelings. So it's giving them a little bit of validation, which will help them again feel more comfortable in the conversation with you. And the last letter is T, which stands for truth. So this is where you want to give a realistic and honest assessment of the situation and how you can help. So some things you can say pretty directly are this is how I can help, or if they're asking you to do something that you really can't do, you can say, I can't do what you're asking, but this is what I can do to help. And then fill in the blanks with what fits your situation. So, some important things to keep in mind is that validation and support doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with what the person is saying. So, you can validate and support someone without also endorsing their behavior, their actions, what they're saying. All of those things are not the same. And the purpose is to just help reduce tension and make the person feel more comfortable with you. And that is why it's really important to do it in the order that the acronym says. So you start with support, and then empathy, and then truth. And this is because if you take out one of those pieces, the model of communication just doesn't really work anymore. And using the support and the empathy first helps set you up for success in the conversation because people with BPD, myself included, are really used to being invalidated. So if you go right in with the truth and saying what you can't do and what you can do, then sometimes it can make the other person a little bit defensive and end up not getting your point across. But if you start with support and empathy, then the person already feels like you care about them and that they can trust you, and they're more likely to listen to the truth. And one last important thing is that this model was created for use in communication with people with BPD, but it's a really great model of communication for anybody, especially anybody that is struggling with mental health issues, because invalidation is a really serious problem for a lot of people that have mental health issues. And by approaching the conversation this way, it can help anybody, not just people with BPD, feel a lot more comfortable and more receptive to the truth. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I know it was pretty short. If you have any questions, anything wasn't clear, please feel free to leave those in the comments, and I would love to answer them if I can, and if not, point you to resources that can help answer your question. And I just want to close by saying that this model of communication has been extremely helpful for me, not only when I'm communicating with other people, but when other people are communicating with me as well, because I am someone that is very sensitive to invalidation. And by having the support and the validation piece first before the truth, it makes me a lot more like able to process and understand what the other person is saying. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.